do not be afraid to put yourself out there, because again, the worst you can get is a no. And if you get a no, on to the next one. Hey guys, it's Mikayla and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking all things job hunting. And this video will actually be broken into two parts. Part one, we're going to be discussing where you even find jobs, how to locate them. And in part two, we'll be talking about what to actually do, what actions you take once you find a job you're interested in. And there's a lot more where this came from. So if you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and be sure to hit the notification bell so you're notified of when I post new videos. And let's get into the video. So the first step in your job hunt is, of course, finding jobs. You need to decide what kind of job you're looking for, and that will help determine how narrow your search needs to be. Are you only interested in a specific area of law, or are you open to multiple areas of law? Do you only want to be on the plaintiff side, or are you willing to be on the defense side as well? Do you want to work in a governmental entity, or are you only interested in working at a law firm? What about the size of the law firm? We have small, medium, large. Do you want to work remotely, or do you want all of it to be in person, or do you want a hybrid of the two? These are the questions you have to ask yourself before you start your search. And there are certainly other factors you need to consider as well, but we'll get to those a little later in the video. So once you've determined your prerequisites, it's time to begin your search. My favorite place to start is good old Google. Google is great because it allows you to be as broad or as specific as you want. And there's a lot of different features that Google has that allows you to narrow it down to your liking as well. So as you can see here, all I did was type in attorney. It has me set at some random city in Florida. I don't even know where that is. I'm assuming somewhere in South Florida. But it lets you narrow it by the category. So as you can see here, I chose legal to make sure I'm only getting legal jobs. You can even go so far as to narrow it by title. So whether you're looking to be an associate attorney, a litigation attorney, etc. It also lets you narrow by location. So as you can see here, there's a ton of South Florida cities it looks like listed, and I can choose anywhere from 2 to 200 miles and up to anywhere in the United States, or I'm sure in different countries as well, depending on how far I'm willing to drive or whether I'm willing to work remotely. You can also narrow it by the date it was posted. You can also narrow it by the requirements, which is really interesting. So if you are specifically looking for a more senior level position or a position where you need literally no experience, that's an option as well. It also lets you choose the type of work you're looking to do, full-time, part-time, that kind of stuff. And even further, you can narrow it by company type and employer. Google also lets you save the jobs you're interested in. So you can scroll through, kind of bookmark the ones that pique your interest, and then you can go here and it'll have all of the jobs you saved listed. There are some other features as well that you guys can look through, but those are the basics. And I really like Google because it feels like it kind of just has everything right there at your disposal. Another website I like to use is Indeed. On Indeed, you can type in what type of job you're looking for and the location you're looking for the job in. And similar to Google, it lets you narrow it by the date posted, whether it's remote or in person. You can also narrow it by the salary estimate, which is super cool if you're only willing to work for a certain salary. You can also narrow it by job type, full-time or part-time again, location, company, and similar to Google, experience level. Indeed might have some jobs that Google didn't pick up on, you never know, so it's always good to have a couple options. Now, I'm not sure if everybody knows this. I personally haven't utilized this a ton, but you can also search for jobs directly through LinkedIn. Like before, LinkedIn allows you to search for what type of job you're looking for and the location. And again, you can narrow it by the date it was posted, the experience level, company, job type, remote. They're all pretty similar. But LinkedIn, of course, has listings that were posted to LinkedIn directly from the company, and they might be looking to hire through LinkedIn directly. As you can see, a lot of these jobs have easy apply, which means you can literally just click a button and it will apply for you if you have your resume and all of that stuff uploaded. So this can be a really awesome option if you're looking to do a lot of job applications very quickly. And similar to before, you can save jobs and go back to them later if that's what you need to do as well. So those are three more traditional routes for job searching, but those are certainly not the only ways you can find jobs available. If you know you want to work for a specific firm or a specific entity or whatever, go directly to the company's website. Sometimes they won't have anything career related on the actual website, but sometimes you'll get lucky and they'll have an entire section on the website for careers, and they'll have some jobs listed there as well. And if all else fails, you know you're interested in a specific firm or a specific place, but you haven't found any job listings available and there's nothing on their website, email them directly. I cannot tell you how many opportunities I've gotten from just reaching out to firms directly and putting myself out there. Also, when in doubt, reach out to your alma mater. A lot of schools have databases where they keep track of available jobs for their alumni because just like you need a job, your alumni wants you to be employed as well because it looks good on them. The wonderful people that helped you throughout your time in school from career services, they don't just typically end whenever you graduate. They're usually always available. So definitely reach out to your school if you're in need of employment because they might have an opportunity that they're aware of that you're not aware of. And lastly, what they always say, connections. It's annoying. Not everybody likes to network and do all of the connection stuff, but truth be told, a lot of jobs are gotten through connections, whether that's somebody you met in the legal field after law school since you've been employed, or somebody you went to law school with that might know someone who's hiring. If you're looking to work somewhere specific and you have a classmate that works there, reach out to them and see if they're hiring, see if there's any opportunities available that they know of that again, might not be posted publicly. And in utilizing all of these options, I'm confident you guys can find something you're interested in. So start with the traditional if you want to. Don't forget to reach out to career services, utilize the connections you've made, and when in doubt, go to the firm or the company directly. Go to their website or reach out to them via email or phone call. Speaking of reaching out to people directly, let's hop into the next part of this video, part 2, where we talk about what you actually do once you found a job you're interested in. So now that you've found some jobs, it's time to narrow them down. Once I have some places that I'm interested in, I like to put them in different tiers in order of preference. So tier 1 for me would be jobs that I think right off the bat would be a great fit. They have just about everything I'm looking for, etc. I've done my research and I think I could be happy there. Tier 2 would be for jobs that are kind of like a backup. They're not necessarily my first choice, but they're places I think I could still enjoy my time at. Fortunately, I've never had to go to tier 3. I imagine tier 3 would be for jobs that I really just need to get because I need employment, I need some money, that kind of thing. But definitely not something I'm super interested in right off the bat. But you never know. I try to stick to tiers 1 and 2 though, just to be safe. And although I do try to stick to tiers 1 and go to tier 2 if necessary, you really never know. This is kind of just like a preliminary ranking so you have a little bit of order when you're applying and reaching out to these places. This is also where those other factors that I mentioned earlier can come into play. So things like the commute, the location, the salary if it's listed, any benefits if they're listed, community involvement, notoriety, diversity within the firm's reputation, things like that. And don't forget to always check Glassdoor and Indeed for company reviews. Those are 2 websites where a lot of employees leave reviews for the companies that they actually worked at, so you can read them and kind of get a feel for the work environment and how your experience might be there as well. So once you finally decided on the places you prefer, it's time to get the ball rolling and make that initial contact. This is of course done by submitting a job application or reaching out to the company directly. When it comes to emailing a place directly, whether it's a firm, a company, whoever, try to stick to contacting the firm administrator or someone in a position similar to that before you reach out to the higher ups. This is because the people in those roles are typically the liaison between people applying and the people who will be making the employment decisions. And it's in their job description to handle things like this, so you don't have to bother the partners and the shareholders and all of the people really high up that probably won't even see your email. Now, I say all of that to say, if you have a connection with someone higher up, whether it's because you met them in the legal community or you have that connection through your law school, through your dean, something like that, then I think it's definitely okay to just email them directly. Ask to have coffee, ask to meet for lunch and learn about some employment opportunities that might be available. And when it comes to applying directly with the job application, do not be afraid to apply to jobs that require a higher experience level than you have. The worst you can get is a no, but there's plenty of people I know that have applied to jobs way above their experience level and have gotten the jobs anyway. You never truly know what a company or a firm is looking for. They might not always have all their opportunities posted. So if you're interested in a job, apply for the job. It does not matter if you don't meet the criteria. Just apply, because like I said, the worst you can get is a no. And of course, before doing any of this, make sure your resume is updated and solid, and be prepared to submit any cover letters, transcripts, writing samples, or references. Depending on the place you're applying to, they might ask for those things and they might not. So just be prepared either way. And after you've done all of that, you've found the jobs, you've decided your preferences, you've updated your materials, and you've reached out to the jobs via email or job application, now it's time to begin the waiting game. But this is where a lot of people go wrong. They go through the trouble of doing all of these steps and they don't follow up. Some places are extremely busy. Some places just have poor communication. Some places may have seen your email or your job application and just have gotten so busy that they forgot it. Always, 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 always follow up, with a job you applied for or a communication that you sent out when you have not heard back. You reaching out informs them that you're interested in the position and you're willing to work for what you want. The rule of thumb I always follow is 2 weeks after the initial reach out that I've made, I'll send a follow-up email. Whether that's, hey, just checking to make sure that you did receive my application and please let me know if there's any additional materials you need. Or, hey, just checking to make sure that you did receive this email. I'm very interested in this opportunity and I would love to meet sometime to learn about some options and just talk, whatever you say. Reach out via email 2 weeks or so after, and if you still haven't heard back a week later, that's when I'll typically make a phone call. And on that phone call, I'll typically say something similar. I'm just confirming you received my application, confirming that you got my email, very interested, all of the things. Again, this emphasizes your interest in working for the company. It might make you stand out if there are other people who applied as well and didn't follow up. And again, if the place is really busy, I'm sure they would appreciate just a quick little reminder that, hey, I'm interested in this job, I would love to learn more. So don't forget to follow up because you're always a contender. You're always in the running until you get a no. If you have not gotten a no, consider it an option. And with these techniques, you should be able to land yourself a job. There's a lot of places hiring right now, so do not be afraid to put yourself out there because again, the worst you can get is a no. And if you get a no, on to the next one. So comment any further questions you guys have down below. I'm thinking about next week doing some sort of job interview video, so let me know if you guys are interested in that or what other videos you're interested in me making, and I will see you guys next week. Goodbye and go thrive.